Oh, yes.
So this is the Heritage and Events Committee meeting for Tuesday, the 17th of February, starting at 6 o'clock. Have we got any apologies for absence?
Yes, so we have apologies for councillors Ross Smith and as there.
Yeah.
And the mayor has also given her apologies.
Thank you. Okay, item 341, no, sorry, 342, 25, declarations of any disclosable pecuniary interests. No. Right, 343, 25, minutes of Heritage and Events Committee from the 9th of December 2025. Are you happy for me to sign it as a record?
Happy?
Yeah. 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 34425, report on the activities of the Heritage and Events team since the last meeting. And this is just to receive the report and note it from the Heritage and Events manager. So, yeah. So has anyone, you've all had it in your maps. Has anyone got any comments on it?
It's coming up. Wow.
Yes, sorry.
It's pleasing to see that it is getting used more. It's something that we would encourage. Really, us to maximise the use of Carnegie and the facilities much more. And that then gives us an income stream and protects the heritage asset we got.
Yeah. Yeah, it is good. There's a lot there.
If I can,
Yeah.
one of the councillor Harvey did mention that on the item that's showing on the screen, number 3, that there was just not the mayor present at the Holocaust Day. You were there, and
Yeah.
so was Councillor Harvey. And I think they were, because it was such a miserable day, everyone had their anoraks on. We couldn't see which other councillors were there, but there were more councillors than just the mayor.
Yeah.
Can I follow up with that one as well? That's, again, it's pleasing that we finally got to this point with our good play. Could I suggest that next year we try and maximise the advertisement of it? I know that there's not a lot of people in the town that would be, but there are some that, you know, had their little bit of prior warning, and the weather was better, of course. We can't do anything about that. There might be a bigger uptake, but it's just a matter we need to push that one out. It's one of our events on the calendar. One of the things that we do flag for, so we should be promoting it as much as we can. Yeah,
I wonder if we can get some of the schools involved more, because I'm sure this the Holocaust must be part of their curriculum. It would be good to get a group like the high school in particular, I think, involved. Because I was reading not long after that the recognition of the Holocaust Day is going down in recent years, and I think it's something really important that we should really emphasise how important it is to remember the Holocaust. Yes, sorry.
That you can follow on the Holocaust bit, because I was going on.
You've got something else.
I know.
Okay.
Still,
Yes.
yeah. No, every high school has funding for 2 students to go to the particular name of it. It's gone.
Dakar.
Yeah, anyway, and when the students come back, part of their responsibility is to do something to like raise awareness in the community. So if we found out whether anyone from Thetford Academy is going, that could be another opportunity.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
It would be nice to have more people then to recognise it.
Would you like me to go into the academy and have a chat with?
Would you mind?
I don't mind at all. I'm in a couple of times in the next couple of weeks, so I can have a.
That would be brilliant.
Yeah.
Even if, you know, they turned out, it would just be more people there, and more of a recognition then of what we had to remember.
If we had one of the schools there, just doing a hymn or something.
Yeah,
It would give it a bit more gravitas,
yes,
and it would make the day. It is a personal day to most people,
yeah,
and they would only attend. But if you've got a choir or a couple of young people that might do a verse
yeah,
of something, then it would give it more gravitas and would possibly attract more.
people in.
The big thing is, it isn't a big event that you're going to go out for celebrating, but it is a big event in the fact that we're marking it.
Yeah,
And we're now, as we are marking it, it's now our second year that we've done it.
yeah,
We need to progress that a little more so we can build on it year by year.
yeah,
And hopefully, if we do get a school involved each year doing verses or sit there having a song, and the mayor does it speaks, it just gives it that much more importance.
It's the symbolism of building for the future as well, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, it isn't going to be a great cost. It probably isn't going to cost us anything.
No,
And so there should be no reason why, as long as we can get them involved.
that would be great.
So yeah, I'll go into the academy, I'll have a chat.
Oh, thank
And
you,
it'd be open on that, I don't know.
I'm sure it would.
thank you. Sorry, Doug.
I was going to just ask you a question on two bits. One that I made missed. One, the Admin's Memorial.
Yeah.
Have we looked and thought where we would be placing that? I forget if we had or not. I was wanting to ask.
We thought about up but opposite Ancient House.
Okay.
There's a
Yeah.
area there that I think we own, and I believe Stuart will tell me that he lived in the house that is now the hairdresser's, the Alexandra House, and that's where he lived and had his surgery. So that's sort of the area we're thinking of.
I think, if I may, it's the Breckland owner at the moment, and it's scheduled to come across as part of the car parks, so that then would be in our ownership to do what we wish to.
Yes, that would be really good. Yes.
The other thing that's going to just come on, which was just, I was very pleased to see the scaffolding. I have not seen it for a while and getting very scared when I first heard we were having scaffolding again. How nice it is. So just grateful for all the work that's going on to support that. We're just going to comment on that.
Yeah. I think the scaffolding was going up the other day when I was here, wasn't it?
It was just, straight back here in public.
Yes,
It
yes.
was just, it was a safety purpose, just they had to put it up because they couldn't get lead onto the, wherever they needed it for all of that. And the scaffolding outside here, I think it's April, it's disappears again. It's not a permanent feature of that.
I was just pleased how small it was compared. When I first saw an email saying we were getting more scaffolding, I was getting flashbacks. So
Just on the final thing, Chair, I think it's brilliant that we've done it. I think we just need to be very careful on our media when we advertise things like that, because we did advertise it, but our images aren't always the best. So if we've got a member of staff in high vis, that, that probably doesn't sort of represent what we're trying to achieve at a flag raising, if you see what I mean.
Right,
More reflect.
yeah,
The staff was there, which is very nice that they was there. But
Yeah.
it was like they're still. I know you can't say don't come and work here, but it
I
just looked like
understand.
they had to be there because it was in the IVs, and maybe that's something we could note for future.
yeah. So maybe that's something else we can think about.
So can I come back another one? Yeah, update on the party on the common.
Yes.
We got that coming up later in the.
and although there is a coming future.
No, I think it's
Yeah.
just coming up on here, just because of the update. It will be on the planned events.
Yeah, okay, it's fine.
Did you want to bring something up?
No. I just want to know what's going on. Actually. But that's coming up later, so that's fine. I thought it was, but
I think,
Is it only in this report or is it on the calendar?
No, we've got it's on the.
There's a little bit in here,
Okay.
Yeah.
but there's more in here than there is in the calendar of events.
right, so it will be in the calendar of events, so we can,
It's item 2.
We'll talk about it now then, is it?
yeah, I think we should talk about it now rather than at the,
yeah.
Yeah.
Could we just sort of have a rough up? But I mean, what we've always said at this committee is we're sort of saying what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing. But and I know that the staff are working really hard on it, and I would never criticise any of that because you are working on. But can we have an outline of what, I know it's in there what it says, but it is very brief. And it'd be nice if we could have an update, because we did mention things like theme before. Could we include sports clubs, and they could do some of the fundraising, like have fundraising stalls there, so they've got representation, so they're part of the event. Or if we're not using a sport theme, maybe we could have youth groups or something like that. But we basically know on this, we've got the 2 stages. I know a bit more from talking to Aaron, obviously, but the 2 stages, we've got the acts, we don't really know much more. I mean, it's a group called the High Points, there's North Soul. Just really, you know, what else have we got? Obviously, we're going to run our own bar. We're not doing a cocktail side, obviously, because there's cocktail people there. Are we doing anything else to sort of balance off the cost? Because the bar is obviously great, because you get an income that then takes some of the cost of the event down. Is there anything else we can do? I mean, we've done a tombola last time, council, they worked really hard on that. Could we do something similar to get some about, or to support another? I mean, I don't want to sound like being critical, because I'm not.
No.
It's a really good work, but we don't have any input or knowledge. We just basically got to turn up on the day.
Right. So we need to know a bit more about what's going to happen during the day. And
Yeah, I mean, we've got no. I don't want to get too hung up on it, because it sounds like I'm being negative, and I'm not being negative, because we put on such a great show last year,
yeah,
and we're doing it this year. But if we're going to expand year by year, ideally we'd like not to just keep repeating the same thing. We need to know that we've got other community interests involved to be part of the day and things like that. And
right. So
with this, we don't really see a lot of that. Just what we're paying for, basically.
would like a working party that be invited from.
I don't want to disrupt from the work that they're doing, because they're doing such a great job.
No, I know. I just wondered if.
I think maybe there's 2 ways we can do it. One is we still, there's, and Philip can correct me, so please feel free to do so, is we still we're planning everything. We're going out with sponsorships. We've sorted out our food vendors. So the feedback we got from last year, we started with that has to be a longer event. So we're not starting at 2 and finishing at 5 and finishing at 8 o'clock in the evening. We're organising more food vendors, and we're doing it. What I suggest we do is we'll have a session where we can actually put out a suggested program and start engaging with the government. So at the next, I don't want to leave it too late, because our next meeting will be after mayor making. But it's just, you know, and this event is in probably remember the event is June. So we'll have to have a communication with councillors before then, and maybe at the end of the March meeting. Once that March meeting for council ends, we could maybe just have a quick chat about it, put up an outline of what we plan to do, and then get councillors to have an opportunity to comment and to participate in the planning of it.
Yeah, because I feel I understand. I'm not being critical, because I'm fully supportive of the stuff, but I want, if we're going to have ownership, we should have some involvement as well.
Yeah.
And I'm keen for councils to be more involved, rather than just turn up, walk around, you know. So I know not every council wants to be involved, but those that do can or should, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But it's not,
exactly.
again, I'm emphasising, it is not a criticism
No.
of what they're doing, because they're doing some wonderful work, and I'm not critical of any of them.
I don't think it sounds like criticism at all. I don't think.
Yeah, I just think that it's right and proper that council should be more involved in some of the process. I know that's not always easy, and sometimes councillors aren't easy to deal with. But the opportunity should be there. If we're taking ownership of it,
Yeah.
we should take ownership of some of the planning, helping and stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. I think I'm more critical of some of the councillors who don't do anything with our team, because the team do wonderful work.
So we added a session at the end of the full council on 31st of March. That would possibly a 15-minute session. We could actually just talk about it then.
Yeah, and an informal one if necessary. I know sometimes when you add them, sometimes you get more negatives and positives, but it's a way I think that the council can be more supportive of the
Yeah.
team and not independent of them.
I think that 15-minute session sounds really good.
Mm.
It's a good way of.
Sorry, Doug.
I was going to agree about the 15-minute session. I think that's good, but I think that's probably, I mean, in my experience of those sessions, is that's great when councillors can just all go, oh, actually, have we thought about this? Have we thought about that? I think we still need another sort of follow-up session just to make sure the day itself is clearly communicated what councillors can be doing, and also just refine those plans. I know that'll be the hard work that we're doing anyway, but like in my head, that 15-minute council session is, oh, here's some thoughts to go into it. Then we need another point where it's, and this is what's come out of that session, and then putting together. So I think
But I
that's
mean,
something
I
else.
agree, the session be brilliant. What I
Yeah.
don't want is it to end up as, it then becomes, oh, we shouldn't be doing that, shouldn't be doing this, because that,
No.
again, goes against everything that I suggest.
Okay, so, sorry, Stuart.
No, just follows up. Last time we met, we did talk about the idea of sports clubs and that being involved. And I just don't know whether there's a scope of using the lower common for a little demonstration area for sports clubs to put their pitch in. Because a lot of those sports clubs were started in the 60s and 70s. So the Thetford Athletic Club, for example, and the rugby club came to its fore in the 60s. And for giving them, and like I say, you've got half hour, you can have that area down the lower common and do a demonstration sport to get, because there will be people around, and if they know there's a program of events down the bottom there, they could get the energy out of some of the children charging around down there. But I think we're getting to the stage now, it's only 3 months away effectively, and if we're going to do that type of thing, that needs to be put those invites out now.
I'm aware that we might have missed the boat.
Yeah.
But it is something I think that we need to look at.
There's a slight advantage in this year. The date is less busy, as in it's not BE day. So yeah, we hopefully would be less books. For
Yeah.
Mm.
Right, so then the plan is to have a catch up at the end of full council. That's the 31st of March, and then we need a follow up. How soon after that? 1st of March.
All the headlines.
Well, the date is the 13th of June, so.
Yeah, so when's our next Heritage and Events after?
It'll get approved at Mayor Making, which is on the 19th, I think.
If we have the 15 minutes on the 31st of May, that's 13 days before.
No, 31st of, oh,
31st of March.
31st of March.
Oh, did I miss it? I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
I think it said May. I was thinking, oh my
I
goodness.
don't know, that would be a bit.
So,
Yeah,
so I'm not going to hang me out. It's just something that I thought, if we can, it just gives you better involvement,
yeah,
better ownership, and
getting more council,
convincing the councillors to
yeah,
buy into it.
yeah.
I just feel it's. But I don't want it to detract from the hard work we've done, because as I say, I'm fully supportive.
Okay, so if we have a catch up on the 31st March, and then from there we can plan a follow up date.
Well, I think from that, we could possibly, the steps will come out of that. So
Yeah,
councillors will generally be happy, or they'll have some suggestions. that we-
It could be the 31st, we all go, oh, come way out and sing and dance and go, we don't do anything really. But I really think it's about buying in, so that we.
It could be, I could be overcomplicated with a follow-up meeting. It might just be more communications and emails of,
yeah,
here's the update, because
Yeah.
last year we didn't
just
get that. So it's just sort of that.
communication.
And that gives councils a chance to feedback and see.
I agree. I think it would be good to get as many councillors involved on the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've already gave I'm free that day, I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Okay, thank you.
So it's also a full council meeting in April, so there is a follow-up opportunity
Right,
to follow up anything councillors would like.
Right, has anyone else got anything on the report?
Something with one more.
Sorry, yeah, of course,
Audience with Shannon.
yeah,
What a wonderful day. Absolutely amazing. The staff worked tremendously hard, and I see the amount of tickets we sold there. That was a wonderful event. Pricing wise was perfect, and people that I spoke to that went said it was better than any of the other ones I went to.
good,
And if you're doing it next year, definitely signing up. So we might need to think about some more dates. But
yeah,
it was really, really good. I mean, I had to come and visit it on the day,
mm,
and the place looks amazing.
good.
And it helped having a really good Santa.
Have we got the same Santa? Real one?
There's only one Santa.
I know, I shouldn't
Ruin it for me.
think today, wasn't it? Yeah, the real one. Okay, thanks for, Vic, that was really good. Right, any other comments?
Could I just ask,
Yeah.
just about flesh out a bit the heritage tours you got lined up earlier, just before that one, Alan, please.
Yeah,
So we've put out, they've invited a couple of groups to, if they've got any ideas to submit
Okay,
to do something.
right. Obviously, I was conscious that we do have Leaping Hare who have done a number of heritage walks in the past, and have the players wrote the historical character walks.
Yeah.
So, we're just consciously learn from some of their experiences and, what the challenges we've had probably with and what will work, what won't. And, it's nice to see because we've got all the history there. Just it's not going to be an immediate cash payback for those tours, but we've got to be in it for the long haul if we are doing it right. And I'm happy to have a chat with you later on that.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
thank you, Stuart. Okay. If we move on to no. That one, sorry. 34525, calendar of future events. Oh. Right. Any comments on the future events?
Couple of Mayor's reception. I think we've had a date down for that on July the 18th. It's later than we normally have it, but I understand where the team's coming from. When we go into May, 19th of May, everyone's having them.
Mm,
So if we want to get dignitaries from other towns, we do it at a quiet period. It's much more conducive to having it later because the mayor's had a chance to settle in. So I've agreed with that, and we're going to look to do the reception on the 18th of May. There's another one. That was it for me. But we have done it. I've identified people to do the entertainment for me. I should say for me because I'm not definitely the mayor yet. I've identified something that we'll do the entertainment on the evening,
right,
subject to the new mayor's approval. Which I would. And obviously everyone will be invited to it, and I will be sending. Tim will be sending invites out in good time to let everyone know dates and possibly anything expected of them. That's it really on that one.
right. Anyone else?
For a list of, sorry, Chair,
Yeah,
for a list of town events, as we confirm each of these dates, I assume we're going to advertise these as a series of events, you know, in a list rather than waiting for the next one to come up. It's worthwhile having them pre-done when we know what the dates are.
Yeah,
Then they, isn't
Yeah.
what our town, like the newsletter doesn't normally go in as like calendar events on that, because I always think that's a really helpful thing to have. Yes, if they, it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's one other one, like May 4th, 11th of April. Ticketed event. Who's invited to that?
It's previous, it's, we don't, all we do is we facilitate it. We don't pay for it, so the council don't pay any money towards that. And the mayor structures it as to how they believe it should be run.
right, 34625, financial report, to receive and note the financial report for the 9 months ended 31st December 2025. This is,
I think,
we've got,
just,
sorry, that needs correcting.
it does. You
Sorry.
can see which temper they use. There's community and environmental services on the.
On the agenda item.
I do apologise. Essentially what we're doing from a financial perspective, our income is up. Part of it is due to the banking hub being part of, in the Guildhall, so we can't discount that, but because we added £7,000, they're going to be here for another 6 months. So that's a stream of income. Generally, our bookings have recovered. We had dipped right at the beginning of the financial year when our quarterly bookings per quarter just dipped. They have recovered quite substantially, and our bar income has recovered quite substantially. And we've done a lot of things behind that to ensure that the bar income actually does recover. From an expenditure perspective, we've got some credits for electricity and gas. Electricity in this building has caused me a havoc because they forgot, the previous supplier didn't update the national database on our meters, so we've had a bit of a nightmare there. There's quite a significant expense sitting here. It's actually been credited this month, so we've got some credits coming through. So fingers crossed that will come through. But our biggest thing about that impacts on this particular committee is the state of this building. And the Carnegie, it's eye-watering amounts that we're spending on it. It's just never, you know, it's like if it was a lottery, we'd all be doing exceptionally well. It just never stops giving. And it really is quite difficult to budget. We have no idea what to budget, and we're just spending significant amounts of money on the Carnegie. So that is our challenge. We are looking, other savings. We've saved money on salaries and wages and things like that, but it really is the building that's going to cause us havoc. And that undermines our financial position. So we're doing well on the income side, but we're not doing very well on the expenditure side because we're spending more money in the building than we should.
Doug.
Thanks. Yeah, I was just going to check because yes, I think we're all aware of quite how expensive the Carnegie building is being. My understanding though is obviously we've made a lot of decisions recently, and I'm aware not all of those, some of those have done the commercial reasons, etc. But what I want to check with what I can say is how much, I thought that was being from the Borough Reserves. Why is it coming out of this budget? Yeah, or am I misunderstanding which line of?
There's just, we spent, sorry if I can just check, we have spent a lot of money at the beginning of the year. Those big projects are happening right now, so they haven't come through in December because we only had our meeting on the 20th of January. So some of the prelim work, like for example, we had to do emergency work on stage. That hasn't gone through reserves. So some of it we might be able to look at the property repairs reserve because they're abnormal expenses. But it's still, there's just so much work that we have to continuously do on the building.
So sorry, is that therefore some of those costs almost are going to be coming back because I came back from reserves, or is that just
I think
spent on ongoing start?
we could look at that. So I will bring a paper to council in April to actually look at things like that. But generally, it's routine maintenance. We spend 3,000. I mean, we've got a tarpaulin over the top of the kitchen roof. We spent a bit of work there. That's £3,000 or £4,000 just that alone. We've had to do work on heating systems. Whatever it is, there's always things that happen in this building. So we will have a look at it, see what we can fund from reserves. But that's a decision that the council have to make. We didn't budget it. We didn't budget to spend from reserves. So I will bring it back to council maybe some of that will be, but the expenditure that was approved on the 22nd of January has still to be incurred.
Yeah.
And that will not come into this,
Yeah.
into these finances.
But quite a lot of that money that we have spent is essentially to fix some of these issues, essentially, aren't they?
Or temporary issues.
Yeah.
Your temporary fixes, we spent,
So basically what we're saying here is the temporary fixes that
are sitting in here.
they're saying in here, we've separately spent money to try and prevent them being temporary.
Correct.
Fixes.
Correct.
Right.
One other question, but it's related, was just on the staff bit, and this might be for more for corporate services, but if I follow correctly, therefore, we've got significant underspend on Carnegie Guildhall salaries, which have been approximately half eaten up by the 4 weekly salaries, the temporary salaries. Are we still looking to fill some of those positions that are in the Carnegie Guildhall salaries that are giving an underspend at the moment?
As we've got to, generally, it's more beneficial for us to use four weekly workers because they're on 0-hour contracts, but we don't treat them as, they're on a rota system.
Staff, not 0-hour contracts.
Yeah, they're seasonal, so we don't have people coming in and saying, we don't need you, go home again, that type of thing. I don't think we, as a council, we haven't taken the decision to fill those positions. We're leaving it for the trust to do that. So we do have a higher reliance. Part of our pricing strategy is to address that, because I think what you've also got to understand is our costs are higher, but our revenue is also higher on the other side, because we're not running hires at loss. So previously we would have people sitting in and caretaking the event, and we weren't getting any revenue from that event. So we have turned it around a little bit, in the sense that I don't think there's so few hires that are free. So the costs have gone up, but so has the revenue on the other side. Not to the extent we'd like it to.
But the costs have gone up in seasonal staff, and that seems to be fine. I was just checking if there's any suggestion we're going to replace the salaried staff. At the moment, we're leaving that for the
new trust.
And
Sorry.
Right. Thank you. Any other comments? No? No. Okay, so we'll move on to 34725, progress and actions from the previous meeting. This is to receive and note the actions carried forward from previous heritage and events meeting. Need to note these. Has anyone got any comments on this? Vic?
Obviously I'm named on
yes.
been assigned to me on the heritage events, possible ideas for future events and for mayoral events. I've had a chat with Philip and Kate. Obviously we can't firm anything up because officially not the mayor, but we've got a brief outline of the sort of things that we want to do. And I'll let you all know that I want to try and introduce a couple of, and this is all to raise charities, money for the charity. I want to try and do a couple of cabaret style nights that could be done in collaboration with other charities, where we would possibly do a split of the proceeds. And I'm going to run a couple of family prize bingo nights. I know I attend one in friend, and they on average make about £400 a night, which they donate to the Chapel Hospital. We're quite successful, fun, and they're open to everyone. They're a cheap night out, and they're great. I know there's a couple of other things. I obviously want to do quizzes and things like that. But I've got a couple of people that have said they're going to help me.
Good.
And I know they tend to do whatever they can to facilitate that. But as I said, we cannot tie anything down until and we'll work really hard. It's a team. They're already on a lot of it, but I can't say that. I'll let you know more details whenever they are. So when stuff does come up, I'll give you real good notice, and I'd love you all to attend. The second one is the Festival of Sport that Thetford, with Thetford Grammar School, because they've done a similar event. Trying to get hold of people is an absolute night. The grammar school basically just say, no, we're not doing it anymore. They're different people. The people that ran it before are no longer there. There is no interest in running it. The academy tried to replicate it, I believe it was last year. Never really got off the ground. It was a very small event, and trying to get it up and running is a nightmare. Because I mean, I've even had a meeting with the leisure centre and said, "Can you just let me know who you've got in here so that I can write to these people." And I still haven't come forward with details. So trying to actually get in. Most of the sports clubs are run by volunteers, and they work tremendously hard to keep their clubs running. They don't want any more work, and they look at it and they go, "That might mean we've got work," and so they're reluctant to communicate joining. If you've got it in the round, we can do something for you. Then sometimes they might miss, but it's notoriously hard. So I really don't think that is going to come off. I've asked the board for a little bit of help with it. There isn't really much appetite, and I think that's
That's a shame.
so disappointing because it's an opportunity for Thetford and this. I'm not going to give up on it, but it's an opportunity for Thetford and their sports clubs to come together as a town to get better engagement. And they're all some of the cricket clubs doing their thing, and they're doing tremendous well with it. But even then, it's still been. I just have done script because they put a really good night on the other night. I was done with it. But they're only looking at the cricket club. I know the rugby club worked really hard and they've done some tremendous work. And you've got some of the VP dinners, didn't you? And they worked tremendously hard on raising money, but trying to get them to do stuff for them with other clubs. You know, they're a very small committee. They're very busy, and I'm finding that in every single one I go to, they're so insular. So I really don't think the dream of a sports festival is going to come off. I'm not going to give up on the sports forum, but at this moment in time, I would say the sports festival, you may as well say, completely not going to happen at the moment.
Investigation completed.
Investigation, maybe. We'll look at another at a later date.
Okay.
And if I may, Chair?
Yeah.
Stepping forward a little bit onto the same is about a town crier.
Yeah.
Now we had a discussion.
We've got the line, can we?
Yeah, we can do that. Fine.
Yes, the update.
As long as we do.
Yeah.
So we can just note the actions excluding the town
Yeah.
crier one, which we can discuss below the line if we don't mind.
Super, thank you.
Sorry to.
No, that's fine.
Sorry. Yeah, that's right. So we're happy. Everyone's happy to note the event. Yeah. Thank you. Right. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 8, 25 exclusion of press and public. To consider resolving that pursuant to the Public Bodies Admission to Meetings Act 1960, the press and public be excluded for any remaining items of business on the grounds that publicity would be prejudicial to the public interest by reason of the confidential nature of the business to be discussed. So we have to decide whether to exclude the press and public. Is everyone happy to do that?
Yeah, please.
Yep. Right, 3, 4, 6.